covering every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
It is official. The University of Arkansas has parted ways with Athletic Director Jeff Long. Good afternoon. Welcome to Arkansas Today. We broke this story about 9:30 this morning. Now, just moments ago, the University of Arkansas confirming that with a press release. I do want to read a little bit of this. Now, to preface this, Jeff Long has been on the job for about 9 years. He is now out. Now, according to Chancellor Joseph Steinmetz, the decision to change leaderships is not an easy one. He goes on to say, and I think this is very interesting here, over the past year, Jeff has lost the support of many of our fans, alumni, key supporters, and members of the university leadership. Support that I believe is critical in our pursuit of excellence. This, again, according to Joseph Steinmetz, the chancellor for the University of Arkansas. Stepping in is Julie Cromer-Peoples. She will serve as interim vice chancellor and athletics director. With that in mind, we go straight to Fayetteville. Drew Ammon, Mike Irwin joins us now. Guys, we were waiting for that official statement. We have it now. What more can you tell us as Jeff Long is now out?
Yeah, hey, Aaron, and here from the Picture Out Nation studio, we can report that it is a firing, and you look at this as the news comes in that the university will honor the provisions of Long's contract, which currently runs through June 30th, 2022. As you mentioned, Julie Cromer-Peoples taking over. You just mentioned relationships, and that's what this business is all about, Mike, when you talk about support, and clearly from the statement that we just got from Steinmetz, Long had lost some of that support.
You know, he had issues from the very beginning with certain people around the program, influential boosters, people that had been close to Frank Broyles, people in and around the Broyles Center, people that worked there. Once he took over the program, you started seeing these people being dismissed, you know, from the athletic department. Jeff Long clearly wanted to put his own stamp on the program. I talked to a lot of people about that. I talked to people that cover other SEC teams. They said, hey, this is inevitable. You cannot continue in this modern age to run an athletic department the way Frank did, which was not bad, but it was very open. It was very booster-friendly, fan-friendly. Fans could just walk into the Broyles Center and go talk to a coach if his office door was open. It was a very informal thing, and Jeff really kind of professionalized all that. And he did some things with regard to raising money, which made a lot of people mad. If you're used to paying a certain amount for a service and all of a sudden it's either not available to you anymore or you're paying a lot more. These people were very angry from the beginning, but the board didn't feel like it was significant. I think they understood that changes had to be made. You got a new AD, he's going to put his own stamp on the program. But I think what they did was they waited. They waited for an opening, and the opening comes with this football season and a football program going downhill, and then Jeff's in a weakened position, and they had a lot of ammo. And then I think they brought it back up again. And the word we're getting and have gotten for 2-3 weeks now is you're going to see a move to put Arkansas back in the athletic department. That's the way they put it. We're going to put, and you see now Kevin Traynor, who's Frank Broyles' stepson-in-law, who's been in that athletic department for about 25 years, he gets elevated today inside the upper power structure. That jives with everything I've been told, that you're going to see when the dust settles from all of this, you're going to see a much more Arkansas-oriented athletic department with less outside influence.
Now, we did get some reaction coming in this morning from Brett Bielema, the fifth-year head coach from Arkansas. This was on the SEC teleconference. Let's play some of that sound right now.
I was wondering if you had any word or any comment about Jeff Long and also what his support and his presence has meant to you since you've been here.
Yeah, first, no, I walked out of a staff meeting about a half hour ago. We were in Wednesday morning, so it's kind of been standard usual over here. You know, people prepped me before I got on the phone call that there might be a question, but no, I haven't received any any official notification. Just a lot of hearsay. So I think the part that I've enjoyed during my time here was just Jeff from day one to where we are today has been awesome. For not for me personally, the head coach. He of course has been that, but for our student athletes, everything he stands for, everything he tries to give them. Off the field, on the field, all the services we provided, all the support that we've given. It's been awesome to witness and hopefully continue forward.
Take peace.
So again, moving forward, Brett Bielema and the Razorbacks with 2 games left in the regular season. We get the news in today that Jeff Long has been fired by Arkansas. We'll have details coming up, more team coverage as well. Mike Irwin will stick around here from the Picture Nation studio. For now, let's send it back to Aaron in Little Rock.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Jeff Long, got a lot of support in the way he handled the move from Bobby Petrino eventually to Brett Bielema. Fans seem to rally around him, but what are the fans saying today? Is it shock? Is it excitement? Gene Dumont joins us now live. As those guys were walking into this noon meeting, what was the sentiment? What was the reaction?
Aaron, it was really a mixed bag. You had some fans who were excited. They wanted this change. They said Jeff Long didn't get the Arkansas ways and the football team wasn't winning, so he needed to go as well. But you also had a lot of fans who were saying he's more than just the athletics director for the football program. He's got a lot of other sports that he oversees. Graduation rates are at an all-time high. Academics are doing well. That they've also had a lot of positive changes that are coming off the field as well as on the field in sports like baseball and men's basketball. So there's not really a one thought when it comes to the fans here at the Northwest Arkansas Touchdown Club. Some fans didn't want to go on TV because they said simply, I don't want my thoughts out there publicly because I think people are going to rally against me because they're so pro-Jeff. But then again, those negative fans, the fans that are against Jeff, saying that it was time for a change, that the University of Arkansas needs to bring in somebody who knows Arkansas ways. Aaron, send it back to you.
Gene, thank you so much. Tyler Thomason joins us at a very popular sports radio station in Central Arkansas, 103.7 The Buzz. Tyler, are you there? And what are folks saying, including a former Razorback who played basketball in Pat Bradley? Tyler.
Aaron, that's right. We're here at 103.7 The Buzz with Pat Bradley. Pat, as you might imagine, airwaves heating up today. News of Jeff Long gone from the University of Arkansas as athletic director. Pat, what was your reaction? What are you hearing on the airwaves today?
Well, today you're getting a lot of different sides, and people want to know exactly why. I still got questions, too. I think we associate Jeff Long and Coach Bielema so, they're intertwined, and football obviously is the king. So when you're not winning games on the field, then everyone's going to look at, all right, well, what are you going to do, Jeff Long? And it hadn't been satisfactory this whole year. So you have people, for me, I never like to see anybody lose their job. And so I had a really good relationship with Jeff Long. So it'll be interesting to see how this now affects the rest of the athletic program, who sticks around, who doesn't. And like I said, there's still a lot of questions, and we hadn't heard from a lot of people yet.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned the biggest question might be what's next for Bielema, and that's, I guess, what's being talked about mostly on some of your shows so far today.
Yeah, it's been a very difficult year, as you can imagine. We all know that. So will this be the writing on the wall? My question, I guess, would be, was the powers that be not confident that Jeff Long would make any kind of a change if that's what was necessary? So I think Coach Bielema, for him now, he just feels like he's focused on these next 2 games, and it's really out of his hands now.
Awesome. All right, Pat. Hey, thanks for talking with us.
We'll see you in there.
All right.
Hall's about to go on.
That's right. Wally Hall with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette going on the airwaves right now, and the conversation continues here at 103.7 The Buzz. Aaron, let's go back to you.
DJ Williams is a Pig Trail Nation analyst and, of course, a former Arkansas Razorback. He joins us now. And, DJ, when we talked earlier, we didn't know what happened. We do know now that Jeff was actually let go. And according to Joseph Steinmetz, he'd lost the support of many fans, alumni, and key supporters. What's your thought process when you hear the reasons why Jeff Long will no longer be at the athletics department at the University of Arkansas?
Well, one is money. It's all about that dollar bill, and the bread maker for the university obviously is the football team. We have a great athletic department as a whole. When you look at our basketball, baseball, soccer starting to come up, making it to a tournament. But it all comes down to that football program. And the key word, and I look at that quote from the chancellor, is key supporters. And, I've talked to a couple of people in the foundation, some big, people running the foundation, not to give out any names. But the word is, since, Jeff has been here, and it's very hard to kind of touch on this from an outsider's perspective because I have such a good relationship with Jeff. But people kind of outside of that inner circle from when Jeff got here, and I think Coach Bielema is the same way, is you always heard that term when you're from Arkansas, once a Razorback, always a Razorback. And it kind of seemed like that was lost along the way. And the people that really felt very involved with the program, didn't feel the love from the administration, and, the small things that a lot of people get all turned up about. I personally do not care, but kind of the access that's not granted to former Hogs, the blocking on social media. I spoke to my friend Ryan Mallett. It's a hassle to try to come back and watch a game, and from a lot of past people that have been involved with this program, we felt like we've helped build it, and now we don't have access to it. But on the same front, sometimes you see, maybe some people in administration talk about players from former places like Wisconsin and the running backs he had, or Russell Wilson. So, it's sad that, a lot of people let those small, intricate details kind of, get in the way of, some personal relationships. But on the forefront, Jeff Long is incredible. He did a great job at Arkansas. But it's just, if it wasn't for this, Brett Bielema situation, it's a completely different thing. I think, he has a little bit more leeway. But if he would have focused on building those relationships with those people who have really deep pockets, I don't think we're having this conversation today.
All right, DJ Williams, thank you so much. When we come back, the Pig Trail Nation takes a long look at Jeff's legacy. What will he leave behind here at Arkansas? And we're also going to see some social media reactions. That's coming up on Arkansas Today.
Statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the news right now, Jeff Long at the University of Arkansas has been fired by the university. Now, he replaced Frank Broyles, who retired at Arkansas at the beginning of 2008. Drew and Mike join us once again. And, guys, let's talk about the legacy left behind. I know we can always think about the future and what's coming up next, but what kind of legacy does Jeff Long leave at Arkansas?
Well, I think to your point, Aaron, we could go right to Mike Irwin about that, considering the transition and how that all went down. He's been at Arkansas since 2008, but Mike can take us back to that whole transition.
Well, anytime you come in and replace a guy like Frank Broyles and you start making changes, there's going to be pushback because people are used to the one way of doing things, and you're not going to come in and do it exactly the way he did. So I could see this coming when it happened. Look, I've already detailed what happened. There were just too many people, and DJ Williams talked about he stepped on too many influential toes. We're going to change things. We don't care what you think. This is the way we're doing it now. And eventually it caught up to him. But I have to say that I believe the national reaction to this will be a little bit, wait a minute, what are you doing here? Because Jeff has a very good national reputation, and not without reason. So with that in mind, I went back and sort of did a profile of his career. And when you look at this piece, you will see that for the most part, he was very successful as the AD at Arkansas. Officially, Jeff Long took over as the University of Arkansas's Vice Chancellor for Athletics on January 1st, 2008, replacing the legendary Frank Broyles, who retired after 50 years of service to the athletic department. But Long had worked behind the scenes the previous month to bring Bobby Petrino in as the school's head football coach in what was considered a major coup at the time.
He has a high-scoring offensive attack that has the ability to strike from anywhere on the field and at any time on the field.
In one of his first official acts as AD, Long took the men and women's athletic departments, which had been separate under Broyles, and combined them. The move was seen as a major boost to women's athletics. No longer would they be known as the Ladybacks, but like the men's teams, Razorbacks.
I'm really excited and eager to begin to work with our coaches and our staff to build a new Razorback athletic program.
A little over 3 years later, Long made his second major hire, bringing Mike Anderson to Arkansas from Missouri as the Hogs' head basketball coach. Anderson had been highly successful at Missouri and Alabama Birmingham. But bringing him back to Arkansas was also seen as a move to heal a long-standing wound going back to the firing of Nolan Richardson.
I also want to take this opportunity to thank somebody else who isn't here today because he wants to put the spotlight on Mike. But he was very helpful and very supportive of this hire, and that is Coach Nolan Richardson.
Along the way, Long would oversee major improvements to the athletic facilities. A new football operations center was built with all new practice fields. Separate basketball gyms were constructed for the men and women's programs with coaches' offices, locker rooms, meeting rooms, and recreational facilities. The baseball program would get one of the finest indoor practice facilities in the country. But the capper was a gift from Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones for a state-of-the-art dining and study facility located between Bud Walton Arena and Reynolds Razorback Stadium.
We essentially asked them to design it like a mall. We wanted open spaces, we wanted open sightlines.
Long's tenure was not without controversy. He fired Petrino for giving his mistress a job within the football program without revealing the nature of their relationship.
Coach Petrino abused his authority when over the past few weeks he made a staff decision and personal choices that benefited himself and jeopardized the integrity of the football program.
Some say Long should have known about this. However, he received national praise for his decision to fire Petrino and was named chairman of the first BCS Football Playoff Selection Committee in October of 2013.
For me personally, being named chairman of the selection committee is certainly an unparalleled honor.
The hiring of interim head coach John L. Smith for a year while Long searched for Petrino's replacement went bad when it was revealed that Smith took the job mainly because he was deeply in debt.
Smile! Smile!
The hiring of highly successful Wisconsin head coach Brett Bielema was seen as another plus for Long, but that went downhill in Bielema's 4th and 5th seasons at the school as football losses mounted. Long also leaves Arkansas before the completion of his biggest facilities improvement, a controversial $160 million football stadium north end zone project. There are questions as to whether the additional seats and luxury boxes provided by the project will pay for construction costs, which are rumored to end up being well above the original estimates.
The enormity of this bond issue will affect the other campuses throughout the state.
Brett?
Jeff Long leaves the University of Arkansas after 10 years on the job. Mike Irwin for the Pig Trail Nation.